Well, Fred, they're standard in as much as the interior trim has all been ripped out. The car has been strengthened with bumpers front and rear, and of course the bright paint is a traditional part of stock car racing. A big turnout for this one, and lined up right at the very back of the field, we have got driver number 137, Terry Thorpe. He's the current national points champion. The silver stripe on the roof there indicates that's the position he holds. This season he scored more points than any other driver. One of the drivers from the south of England who always turns in a great performance is driver number 226. He's Eddie George, the bearded driver who's very ready to mix and find trouble just wherever it occurs. 636 is another man who should be in at the finish. That's Conrad Self, driving on his home track. He comes from Dereham up here in Norfolk, and as I said, I think we can depend on him being there somewhere when that checkered flag goes down. Away they move now on the warming up lap. One lap paced by the control car at the front of the field. The cars lined up in their graded order. You can see the cars behind the control car, the roofs painted yellow. They are the bottom grade but one. Behind them, the blue grade drivers, and at the back, the red tops, the star men, the men who've scored the greatest number of points so far in this season. Start marshal on the control car, keeping them all lined up in their places, and as they come round this bottom bend and over the line, provided everyone is lined up and in their proper place, he'll drop the green flag, and then we're on for 30 laps. Nice even start, a little bit of pushing already. The control car goes out of the way, and 30 laps come, and it's 5:62. Horry Barnes, who goes straight into the lead, and already there's trouble as cars disappear, some into the fence and some out onto the centre green. Now the blue top drivers going through, but this is the bunch at the front. Trouble on the turn, two cars come clear, 87 and 303 get put together for a moment, but it's 5:62 is the lead car at the moment as they go round the top turn. Horry Barnes. 441 taking it up on the inside, and that's the sort of problems, as you can see. There's Conrad Self, one of the starmen, and Eddie George, who we looked at earlier, 226. He's got himself in trouble, and he's really going to be some way behind, even if he can disentangle himself and get back into the race. 441, Chris Jarvis from Norwich in the lead. 5:62, Horry Barnes right alongside him, not letting him get away. These two have opened out a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field. 268 is in third place, 270 is fourth, 103 is fifth. If you see those numbers going through, then you'll know that those are in those places, third, fourth and fifth. 441 the leader. Just dropped back into second place as 5:62 Horry Barnes goes back. And the second car getting a bit of a clout. 426 looking a little bit sick. Poor old Kevin Turner from Twickenham. 161 in fact is a back marker car, although he's overtaken the leader as such, but he in fact is a back marker. John Coleman from Diss. Still 5:62. The initial dust beginning to clear, so we got a better view of these drivers, and of course it's quite a problem for the drivers themselves. You've got, as we have in this race, getting on for 40 cars on this tight circuit. You need all the visibility you can get. Some narrow squeaks against that parked car. Now, as you can see, the lead car is now right up behind the slower cars. So he's not only got to contend with the opposition trying to catch him up from behind, but he's got to weave his way through the other cars who've been held up. Still 5:62, the 812 car who's just gone by is a back marker. 6 laps gone in this 30-lapper. It's one of the back marker cars getting spun out. Horry Barnes is still clear. At 2:38, a back marker has taken the leader out. And it's 441 now. 441 is back in the lead. Still Chris Jarvis of Norwich. That's Horry Barnes coming back in again. 272 is now third, 241 is fourth, and 432 is fifth. And 8 laps gone, 4:41. Now he's got to get himself back in again. That should have moved 2:72 up into the lead position. That's the way they were when we last saw them through the dust. We can find him in a moment. There he is, Dick Doddington from Bungay. 1:30 is the second place man, and 6:36 Conrad Self, despite that early setback, is now up into third place. 2:74 is fourth, 1:56 is fifth. 9 laps gone. Through the dust comes the leader. Still Dick Doddington. 1:30 is second, 6:36 is third. And that's the second place man, nudging his way up on the inside, and in fact pushing his way through. .241 is a back marker car from early on. Here comes Dave Davenport in the lead. He's building himself up quite a nice lead. He's got himself now about 30 yards on 6:36 in second place. Oh, 2:68, almost over the concrete, and that's 2:70 back marker going. And right on 1:30's tail now really comes a bit of opposition. 99, Wally Hall, who in fact is a back marker, he's getting mixed in as well. 13 laps, still not halfway. 1:30. There's 5:62, Horry Barnes, who led earlier, finding himself in more trouble. He must be quite a long way out. So with 14 laps gone, it's still 1:30. Dave Davenport the leader, 6:36. Conrad Self is in second place. Then we have 2:74, 3:25 and 4:02. Those are the other placings. 1:30, completing halfway, 15 laps gone, and about 20 yards behind him is in fact the second place car, 6:36 Conrad Self. Closing the gap now. In a moment or two, we shall see the bonnet of the second place man, or in fact, we're seeing the back end of the second place man. Now, just ahead of him is the leader. Going a little bit wide as he came out there. 4:02 is in third place now. 3:05 is fourth. 2:74 comes next. 17 laps gone. Still Dave Davenport. That's the sort of obstruction you're likely to find as you come hurtling round a bend. Somebody sideways across the track in front of you. That's the leader. And Conrad Self, we've lost Conrad Self on that lap. The 6:36 car has gone out, and it's now car number 3:05 who has moved up into the second place. And 2:72, he was in it earlier on. He's found more trouble for himself. Front end of that car now looking extremely sick, but it's 1:30. Look at the side of that car. That shows you how the car's been modified. You've got a beautiful cross-section there with that wing and door section hanging off. You can see the iron that's been put through, and another one of them leaps up into the pile of cars on the inside. But that's all part of the game. There's the leader cutting through on the inside of those slower cars. He's opened out a bit of a gap now. 20 laps gone. Still 1:30 is in the leader. Now 3:05. Graham Kircher is in the second place. If we can find 3:05. His way through. He's got quite a lot to do. The checkered roof indicates he's the national points champion, top point scorer so far. That's the man he's got to chase. That's the man he's got to chase. 2:38 and 99 are the next two men, but they're some little way back. 1:30 still got things very much his own way. Oh, and 3:05 has just found himself in a lot of trouble. Somebody very nearly was over. 1:61 got mixed up with a second-place car and was very, very nearly over, right against the rails. But it leaves even 1:30 even further in the lead. He must have got a fairly good lead, getting about a lap ahead, I should think. 23 laps, 24 laps coming up. And that's the leader. That's the leader in trouble, but he can afford a little bit of time as long as he can get clear from that. But they're hooked. He's locked. He's locked, and 3:05 should be the man. And in fact, 1:30 gets clear. 1:30 gets clear, and that's narrowed the gap now to about a half a lap. That's narrowed the gap to about half a lap now. So it's still 1:30 in the lead from 3:05 in second place. And 3:05 has got a clear run at him, but he's got about half a lap to make up. 5 more laps to go as the leader goes through now. And that's the man that's after him, just going through to get his 5-lap signal. Got a lot to do, and I think he's going to find it rather difficult. 441, our other earlier lead car, finding himself in more bother. 2:38 is third, 99 is fourth, and 2:74 is fifth. But out of the 40 starters, we can't have more than about 10 cars left. That's the sort of damage we've had in this race. There's 2:74. Now 2:74, in fact, is in 5th place. The 5th place man is just about to be lapped. That's how far ahead 1:30 is. That's 1:30, the leader. That's 2:38, who, in fact, is in 3rd place. He's got a lot to do. Dave Davenport, 1:30. Beautifully turned out car, and apart from that one little bit of bother down on the turn, he's kept himself out of trouble fairly well. That's the man who we thought, by the way he started, he might have to do battle with, but Horry Barnes is a man who likes to mix it, and the penalty you pay for that is getting yourself hooked out of the race. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But all set to win now is going to be Dave Davenport in 1:30. Inside the final lap now, 3:05 in second place. Still 1:30, well clear. There's the second place man, 3:05. He's not going to catch him now. He had closed that gap. It's going to be 1:30. Takes the checkered flag. Still waiting for the second place man, in fact, to come through. Here comes the second place car. Round the top bend. That's the checkered flag for him. And we're waiting now for car number 238, Eddie Aldous, to come through and take the 3rd place. That's the second place man, 3:05. There's the leader, already pulled off, ready to take the check. This is the 3rd place man coming through now, 2:38. Well, there we are. That's the man that came out top of the heap in this one. Car number 130, Dave Davenport.
Smashing. I really enjoyed that. Hope you did.